on your side tonight with Jamie Boll starts now.
Thanks for staying with us here at 7:30. Many were just kids, not long out of high school, when they made the biggest decision of their life, to put on our nation's uniform. For those who served over the last 20 years or so, it often meant a ticket to Afghanistan or Iraq. Jeffrey Cavedo was 20 years old in 2011 when he and another man were tasked with clearing a warehouse in Afghanistan. The warehouse was used to store improvised explosive devices.
He was uncovering it, probing it, and I was standing over him, and we both took the hit of the IED. Whatever hit my face put me unconscious. Missing my left leg below the knee, my left arm above the elbow, facial fractures, broke my jaw, my nose, retinal rupture, traumatic brain injury.
Cavedo is one of more than 20,000 U.S. service personnel wounded in just Afghanistan. Many of them have been left to deal with life-altering injuries, and it's why the Independence Fund was started here in Charlotte. The nonprofit works to empower our nation's wounded veterans to overcome the physical, mental, and emotional wounds they suffered in the line of duty. The fund also pushed for the creation of Wounded Heroes Day. And 4 years ago, the state of North Carolina voted to recognize it, and the tribute's going to happen this weekend. And here to talk more about it is Clark Pennington. He's the COO of the Independence Fund, and Jeff Dawson, a U.S. Army veteran. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming in today. Clark, I know you won't mind if I talk to Jeff first. You were injured first in Afghanistan in 2013. You actually saved Army Rangers and were injured during all that. You re-enlist, you go back in 2019, injured again, this time paralyzed, what, from the chest down, the neck down?
That's correct.
And here you are standing in front of us.
Yes, sir.
How difficult of a journey has this been?
It has been a pretty interesting journey, to say the least. You know, I was shot initially. It came in through my right arm, went through my chest, hit my left shoulder blade, paralyzed me from my collarbones down. Initially, they told me I might not ever walk again, but they kind of left it open-ended. They said the odds were not in my favor. I went to a really intensive physical therapy program down in Tampa, at the VA down there, and I had some really awesome therapists. They had me, I got shot in July of 19. They had me up walking by October, November, but full-time out of a wheelchair by January, February time frame, where I walked a 5K. 2 weeks later, I did a 10K.
My goodness.
In October of that year, I completed a triathlon sprint to complete my physical goals for being down there in Tampa. So I was able.
Were there dark days in that, though, when they're telling you, we don't know if you're going to walk again?
Initially, yeah. It was kind of a hard one to swallow, but there was a chaplain that walked in and asked if he could pray with me one day, and you know, I was raised in the LDS religion. It was just kind of a weird spot for me, like faith and everything. Sure. But I do have a faith about me, and I have a relationship with God. But the chaplain came in and asked if he could pray with me, and I asked him if it would help in any way, and he said it's not going to hurt.
Amazing.
It won't hurt. And that was really the last time I allowed myself to feel sorry for where I was at.
You're an amazing human being, a hero, and I appreciate you being here. Clark, that's kind of what the Independence Fund is all about, right? Kind of walking on this journey with these wounded heroes.
It really is. It's about helping to provide a level of independence back to those men and women that gave so much for this country and are continuing to give and to kind of heal from those efforts that they gave overseas.
Because it's not just physical, it's the mental wounds you're trying to deal with too, right? Talk about the importance of that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, a lot of wounds that some of our soldiers and Marines and sailors are experiencing are ones that you can't really see, right? Some of those are PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatic brain injuries. Those type of wounds are not the outward wounds, but they are still affecting our servicemen and women.
Big events this weekend, obviously. Kind of run us through the list of the important things you got going on and why it's so important for the community to turn out and pay attention to this.
Yeah, I think first off, it's very important to turn out and pay attention to Wounded Heroes Day because of men like Jeff, right? Yeah. The men and women that go out there and have sacrificed so much for this country. But Wounded Heroes Day was passed in 2021 by unanimous bipartisan support from our House and Senate, and the governor signed it into law. And it recognizes April 24th of every single year as Wounded Heroes Day in honor of our very own Michael Verardo from here in North Carolina. But this weekend we will be celebrating with a multitude of events. You know, they include Tim Kennedy's coming in. He's going to run a jiu-jitsu for us. We're going to have a targeting a solution, really talking about suicide prevention within our military ranks and our veteran ranks. After that, we're going to have Sunday morning a Wounded Heroes Day celebration that we're going to just kind of all come together and recognize some of the wounded heroes here in North Carolina. It's going to culminate with really a big event 7 p.m. at the Revelry North End. It's going to bring in Gary Sinise.
This is awesome,
Lieutenant Dan Band. Absolutely. This is going to be an amazing event. Tickets are free. For all veterans, first responders, family members, supporters, please come out. If you want to find us, we're on woundedheroesday.org. Tickets are free. Please come join us.
That's amazing. Jeff, I hope this means a lot to you. We appreciate everything that you've done for our country. You are truly a living hero standing here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate both you guys coming in. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. We're on your side tonight.